Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very pleased to be with you and be able to address you. And first of all, allow me to widen the scope of my topic and report on a regional as against national effort. And I would like to address the topic of the session, synergies, in particular, and through a particular case study, focus on how language technology as an enabling technology can connect two different sectors of the CEF programs. As many of you will know, CEF rests on three broad areas called sectors, transport, energy, and telecom. And the motivation to engage in what we later discovered as a vibrant field, intelligent transport systems, came from the position of ICT in general in H2020 program as against earlier framework projects, where ICT now is dispersed in different areas, and I vividly remember the first info day I attended on H2020, where we were strongly urged to start out from actual programs, actual problems with a solid business case, engage in other application domains. So when we looked around for potential application domains, we discovered transport and travel information service in particular, which was attractive because, after all, it combines two fields, ITS, transport, and ICT. So it's a cross-disciplinary field which provided a fertile ground for employing language technology. The most immediate motivation, however, was a problem that we detected early on, namely that in the field of travel information services, multilingual issues are grossly neglected. What is more, as we discovered later, they are neglected not only in practice, but also at the policy level. So what is the problem? Traffic in modern days is inherently international. It flows across national boundaries, and as a consequence, even within the territory of any single country, a sizable part of road users are foreign drivers. National borders no longer present a barrier within the EU. However, the uncomfortable truth is that after decades of breaking down the last barriers, the Iron Curtain, there still remains a palpable barrier, namely language barriers. And this presents a huge challenge to real-time travel information services. Travel information services do operate in most countries across Europe. However, they do so in a fragmented manner, isolated by language and even by country boundaries. So most countries operate a service that is confined to the national language of the country, which is not necessarily the native language of up to 40% of drivers within the country, according to a survey. While there has been progress on data exchange between these national services, seamless cross-border service is still a long-term objective. Let me illustrate this with a use case scenario. Take a truck driver from Bucharest with destination in Ljubljana who speaks only Romanian. He would drive through 4 countries, and as soon as he leaves Romania, he cannot rely on any travel information service in their his native language. What is ITS' response to this multilingual challenge that we detected? Unfortunately, studying ITS strategy, we had to conclude that the issue of language is grossly underrated. ITS deployment guidelines propose mainly language-independent solutions, which is music to our ears, but notice that language-independent solutions in most of the documents, however, means eliminating language and recommending use of pictograms. Now, pictograms, of course, are very useful in their right place, but surely cannot compete with the expressive power of natural language. And several surveys show that drivers still typically prefer travel information, broadcast, that is to say, spoken to them in their native language. So, the multilingual technology or language technology response to this challenge that we have devised exactly delivers this: a cloud-based service which delivers timely, customized travel information in the driver's native language, delivered to mobile devices in their vehicle, offering quality machine translation combined with speech technologies. This is not just a vision. These ideas for a solution have been worked out in a detailed proposal for a project on a regional scale with partners from Austria, Hungary, Romania, and Slovenia, which was submitted at the latest CEF transport call and is currently under evaluation. The plan essentially depends on synergies between ITS and multilingual technologies. How? ITS developed a very sophisticated, detailed data infrastructure called DataX2, which is a comprehensive data dictionary and protocol, which is standardized, widely deployed, and is currently being turned multilingual. Let me give you a quick flash of just a tiny excerpt from this DataX2 dictionary, which has very specific entities, but also configuration of these entities describing all possible events. I mean, most of the leftmost columns detail kinds of accidents involving all sorts of situations. The last one, for example, details animals on the road, herds of animals on the road, large animals on the road, and so on and so on. So this is just a tiny example for you to illustrate how DataX2 provides a complete, explicit, semantic description of a worldview connected with traveling and transport. The Marina proposal uses DataX2 as a core component and offers a full-scale solution. It covers the full cycle from event reporting to traffic messages. And because our technology is offered as a service over the internet to mobile devices in the vehicles, this represents an advance over current practice, which mostly focuses on the radio in the car, and this allows us to bring innovative solutions from an ITS perspective as well, because it brings travel information to drivers in their most preferred manner, in their native language, maximizing outreach to drivers in their country, namely to foreign drivers, providing timely and customized service to drivers related to their current position and to their destination. And what is more, it offers the potential to fully automate the travel information service even in their national language. So, on the language technology side, our approach integrates best practices and proven concepts in terminology management, machine translation, translation memories, natural controlled language systems, and speech technology. And the synergies with ITS allows high-quality MT, owing to the standard, well-defined ontology, data infrastructure, DATEX2. And the multilingual technologies we employ optimally conform to the data and workflow of the application domain. So let me quickly show you a typical current workflow for travel information services, from event reporting coming from different sources in different format to travel information messages broadcast either to the radio or displayed on laptops. Just to take you through very quickly the components and the MT solution that we offered, the LT solution that we offer. So all these different forms obviously have to be pre-processed and standardized, including automatic speech recognition in case of telephone reports. And this component, instead of manually converting these messages into DATEX2 representation, we offer multilingual information extraction to achieve the same purpose. And the core of the solution is this language-independent representation, which on the other side, on the output side, will undergo natural language generation, which at a later stage will be either put through to a TTS system or displayed through the internet. And you will note that the core component, namely converting natural language, unstructured natural language into a structured representation on the one hand, and deriving multilingual generation of messages altogether resembles, I'm sure, to many of you, as an interlingua-based machine translation without all the limitations that typically is associated with it. And altogether, this is the workflow that we suggest as the Marina Service on the left hand, and it can feed various applications, a standalone mobile application if needed, but also this multilingual service can be embedded true to the nature of language technology as an enabling technology. It can be embedded in navigation systems for a single output used by drivers. So, in conclusion, what we suggest is a transdisciplinary effort, and of course requires the cooperation of ITS stakeholders. And believe me, these stakeholders are really big partners. And in order to bring about a successful system, we realized that it isn't just up to a smart idea and a nice project proposal. We really have to bring about a paradigm shift in ITS policy vis-à-vis language. And for this purpose, we started attending conferences to make our presence felt and to bring about a realization of the potential of language technology. At the upcoming ITS World Congress at Bordeaux in October, we proposed a workshop to be organized around the theme of language technology in ITS. And also we were successful in accepting a paper on this topic. So the message for you is that in order to engage in such a cross-sector exercise, you have to bring about not just a good application, but the necessary climate and mindset in order for the recipient domain to integrate that. We are confident that the LT approach is built, that we suggest, is built of proven components and maximizes the synergy with the application domain, as I illustrated with the example of the workflow. And you may say that we have come across we were extremely lucky to find this domain and got this DataX2 for free already in a mature state, but we are confident that this approach is usable in other areas of ITS and other sectors and domains. We are not necessarily alone in having such well-developed data infrastructure. And the current pilot, if successful, if it is given a chance to be developed, that is, obviously requires scaling up to a European level, and therefore I suggest that a pan-European online digital service is born, which I believe we can offer to the European Commission services as a candidate for a future DSI, as a multilingual cross-border public service of great interest to European business and citizens. And with this, I thank you very much for your attention.